Hello, my name is Carly, and today I will be guiding you through a 30-minute grounded Vinyasa practice to really get you feeling grounded and stable and strong. And for that, we're going to get started in our Tadasana or mountain pose. So come to the top of your mat, feet either hips width apart or together, big toes to touch, heels apart. And take a minute to find your foundation. Grounding down through all four corners of the feet, your big toe mound, your little toe mound, the two corners of your heels. Maybe you want to take a little sway back and forth or side to side. Find a good middle. Pulling up on your kneecaps, gently bringing your belly button towards your spine. Palms facing forwards, arms by your side, and crown of the head reaching up towards the ceiling. Maybe take a moment to close your eyes, allowing yourself to arrive on your mat. Starting to breathe deeply in and out through your nose. Noticing how the breath travels into your body through your nostrils, deep down into your belly. And observing what changes as you exhale. Allowing yourself to recenter here on the mat. And if you'd like, setting an intention for today's practice. That can be something like staying in touch with your breath, taking it a little slower, whatever it is that you need from your practice today. When you're ready, we're going to get started off with a little neck stretch. So bringing your right ear to your right shoulder, checking in here, seeing how it feels. If you want to go a little further, make it a little bit more intense, you can place your right hand on your left ear, not pulling anything, just kind of using your hand as a weight. Standing up even taller. And then if you want to add even more on, you can stretch or lift fingertips or elbow away from you, really getting deep into your neck. Breathing here, finding that good edge where you notice a little something, but nothing is hurting. Always listening to your body here, looking what modifications, what variation feels good today. One more breath here. And then switching sides, slowly coming back to center, and then leaning your left ear towards your left shoulder, bringing your left hand to the top of your right ear if you'd like, and then maybe stretching that right arm away from you. Breathing here, maybe closing your eyes, observing if this side feels different from the first. And then when you're ready, slowly coming back to center, taking a moment, maybe to notice how your neck feels. And then on the inhale, bring your shoulders up towards your ears, and exhaling them down your back. Two more just like that. Inhale, bring them up towards your ears. Exhale back down. Last time. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, squeezing the shoulder blades together on your way down. Inhale, bringing your arms up overhead. Starting to reach in the air. Stretching out your side body. Kind of moving a little bit intuitively here. Warming up. Couple more breaths here. And slowly coming back to center, interlacing your fingers in front of you, and then inhale them up overhead. Exhale, making a fist, pointing with those pointer fingers, coming back down. Again, interlacing your fingers. This time really rounding out your upper back and doing a little side to side movement. whatever feels good. And last time, we're taking our fingers behind our back. Notice which thumb is on top. Squeeze your elbows together and then your shoulder blades, opening up that chest. And we're going to take a generous bend in the knees and come into our forward fold. Our first forward fold of the practice. Feel free to leave your knees bent unless your hamstrings are feeling really open. Allow your torso to hang, your head to be heavy, your arms or shoulders to fall forward. Inhale, find length, find your halfway lift. And then exhale, refold. This time with your hands, maybe in the air, maybe grabbing the opposite elbows. Allow yourself to dangle a little bit, maybe swaying from side to side. Letting go of those elbows if you have them, and then on the inhale, bending your knees and rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae to standing. Shoulders, head and neck coming last. One more time, just like that. Interlacing your hands again behind your back. This time with the other thumb on top. It should feel a bit funny if you don't do this too often. Squeezing those elbows together, and then your shoulder blades, opening up that chest, belly button towards the spine. And then take another generous bend in the knees, folding forward, allowing your hands, your shoulders to fall forward. Breathing here. And then letting that fist go. Inhale into your halfway lift, finding length in your spine. And then exhale, refold. Maybe grab your elbows the opposite way. Couple more breaths here. And then when you're ready, bending your knees, pulling your belly button towards your spine, coming up with a flat back. Raising your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands start center. We're going to do a sun salutation or two to get us really warmed up. So inhale, sweep your arms up overhead, palms facing each other. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, swan dive forward, belly button towards your spine. Come into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, find length. Exhale, take your left foot back and your left knee down to the mat. Coming into your Vinyasa, your low lunge. Your right knee is in between your second and third toe, and your hips are parallel to the short side of your mat. So you might need to bring the left one a little bit forward. Just check in with yourself, make sure your alignment is all good. Breathing here. And then grabbing your left wrist with your right hand. Inhaling, getting even taller, and then exhaling up and over, stretching into that left side body. Inhale, come back to center, and exhale, straighten out that front leg, shift your hips back, and flex your right foot. Coming into your low lunge. Breathing here. Maybe keeping a little bend in the knee if that feels good for you. And then inhale, coming back to your low lunge. Framing your front foot. And then stepping it back to plank. Hands underneath your shoulders. Heels reaching towards the back of your mat. Belly button towards the spine. Feel free to use your knees. If you're feeling like a little bit of a more softer practice will serve you more today. When you're ready, placing your knees on the mat and your chest and chin coming into your low cobra, sliding forward, hands next to your low ribs. Squeeze those elbows back, maybe lift them off the mat. And then exhale, come back into your first downward facing dog of the practice. Pedal it out. If you need, warming up those hamstrings. Pressing the mat away with all 5 fingers, your fingertips, your knuckles, and the palms of your hands to distribute the weight evenly, protecting those wrists. Maybe try bending both knees and really straightening out your spine. And then when you're ready, coming back, finding stillness in your downward facing dog, maybe with the knees bent,
Maybe your heels are reaching towards the mat. When you're ready, inhaling your left leg up towards the ceiling, finding your three-legged dog. And then exhale, take a big step in between your hands, the front of your mat. Drop that right knee down and come into your low lunge on this side. One deep breath here, hips sinking towards the mat. And then when you're ready, grabbing that right wrist in your left hand. Inhale, getting really long. And then exhale, up and over towards the left. Really stretching the whole right side body. Breathing here. And then coming back to center on the exhale, straightening out that front leg, finding your half split. Keeping the length in your spine, so you'd rather bend your knee than get really round. Look what feels good, or you can always place your hands on blocks. Always good to have blocks. Couple more breaths here. And then when you're ready, re-bending into that front leg, placing your hands to frame your foot, looking forward, lifting up that back right knee, and stepping to the top of your mat, finding your halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Alrighty. We're gonna get right into our sun salutation bees. So on the inhale, you're gonna drop down into your chair pose, grounding down through your heels, belly button towards your spine. Spine straight, palms facing each other. Breathing here. Maybe drop it a little bit lower. Toes in between your second and third toes. And then exhale up and over. Find your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Ardha Uttanasana, finding length. And then you're going to step back with your right foot and then your left foot, finding your high plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, and cobra, or your first chaturanga of the practice, and upward facing dog. Squeezing those shoulder blades together in your back bend, and exhale, using your core to get to your downward facing dog. Couple breaths here. Your neck is in between your biceps. Thighs pressing towards the back of the mat. And then when you're ready, inhaling your right leg up to the ceiling, finding your three-legged dog. Hips are closed, squared off towards the mat. And then exhale, bring your knee to your right elbow. Tap it if you can, belly button towards your spine. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, tap your right elbow, knee to your left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. And then exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Hold here for a moment. Bring your knee even closer to your torso. And then take a really quiet step in between your hands. Find your foundation here, and when you're ready, inhale up into your high lunge. So your right knee is over your right ankle. And again, your hips are squared off towards the top of your mat, just like in your low lunge. Breathing here. Arms reaching towards the ceiling energetically. And then when you're ready, exhale, opening up towards the right, coming into a twisted high lunge. And then stay here, or reverse, bringing your right fingertips to your left thigh, and leaning up and back, stretching that left arm up and over. Breathe here. Inhale, come back to center. Bring your hands towards your heart, shift your gaze to the top of your mat, and slowly start to bring the weight in your right foot. Hopping up into that warrior three. Really kick back your left foot. Strong, as if there were a wall behind you, getting long in both directions. One more breath here. And then when you're ready, pulling your belly button and your knee towards your spine, coming up to standing. And then stretching that left leg out in front of you as high as you can, holding it up. Hold here. And then slowly letting it go, shaking everything out. So good. Getting strong today. Alrighty, we're gonna do that whole thing on the other side now. So when you're ready, inhale, sit back into your chair pose. Ground up through those heels, so much so that you can lift your toes off the mat if you want, and place them back down. If your feet are together, your knees are together. If your feet are apart, your knees are apart. When you're ready, exhale up and over, find your forward fold, your Uttanasana. And then inhale, find your halfway lift, find length. Exhale, place your hands on the mat and step back to plank. Your left foot and then your right foot holding here for the inhale. Exhale your way down, knees chest chin or chaturanga, elbows tight on that upper body. And then inhaling into your back bend of choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Couple breaths here. Breathing, finding your center, grounding down through your whole hands, noticing the feeling of your feet on the floor. When you're ready, inhaling the left leg up along behind you, three-legged dog. Exhale, tapping your left knee to your left elbow. Inhale, back up to your three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to right elbow, cross it over. Inhale, three-legged dog. And last one, knee to nose. Shifting your shoulders over your wrists, belly button towards the spine, and then step your foot as quietly as you can in between your hands. Find your foundation here, and when you're ready, inhale to come up into your high lunge. Breathing here, grounding down to that front left heel. Relaxing the base of your neck so your shoulders aren't up by your ears. When you're ready, exhale to open, twisting towards the left, looking over those left fingertips if your neck allows it. And then reverse, placing the left fingertips on your right thigh, stretching your torso up and back. Rebend a little bit into that left knee if you've straightened. And then inhale, come back to center. Bring your hands to heart center. Start to shift your weight into the left foot. Look forward, maybe take a step, or come right up into your warrior three. Grounding down to that left foot. Maybe a micro bend in that knee. And really kicking through the back right foot. So strong, hips squared off towards the mat. When you're ready, belly button towards the spine, bringing your knee up into your chest, coming into standing, and then kicking that right leg forward, holding it up as high as you can, standing up even taller, and exhale, slowly let it go, shake it all out, so good. We're gonna go through one last little sequence before we get into our cool down. Last time, inhale, into your chair pose, holding here, grounding down through those heels, bringing your hands to heart center, belly button towards the spine, twisting just with your core as far as you can before hooking your right elbow on the left side, outside of your left knee. Breathing here, looking up over that left elbow, pressing into your hands to maybe get a little bit more twist. One more breath. And then coming back to center, readjusting before going to the other side, twisting to the right again with your core, and then hooking that elbow on the outside of your right knee when you're ready. Looking down, seeing if your knees are in line with one another. If not, bring them back. And then looking back up, twisting here. Inhale, find that chair pose, stretching those arms back to center. And then exhale up and over, forward fold. Option here, inhale first into your halfway lift. You can step back to plank or jump into your chaturanga. Just don't jump into plank, it's not so good for your shoulders. Choosing your way and then flowing through your vinyasa, however it feels good for you. we'll all meet in downward facing dog. When you're ready, coming onto your knees for a moment, we're gonna come into our dolphin. So we are gonna do it twice. The first time we're gonna keep our forearms parallel to one another. And the important thing is always that you place your elbows underneath your shoulders. So go ahead and place your forearms on the mat. Look, are my elbows underneath my shoulders? And are my forearms in line with my elbows? So you're gonna want one line here. You're gonna ground down through your pointer finger or your thumb. And then when you're ready, you're gonna lift your hips up and back, just like you would for a downward facing dog. Really pressing the mat away here. Upper outer arms are rotating outwards. Maybe take a step in or two. Breathe here. If you'd like, extending your right leg up towards the ceiling. Three-legged dolphin. Exhale, step it back down. Switch sides. Lifting up that left leg. Press the mat away even more. Come back to center. One more breath here. Really strong. And then exhale, open your knees up wide. Come into your child's pose for a moment. Breathing here. Noticing how you feel. Allowing yourself to be heavy. And then when you're ready, we're going to do the second round. This time we're going to interlace our fingers so that our pinky fingers are cuddling one another. You're going to cup your hands. And again, our elbows are going to go underneath our shoulders. And then you're going to lift your hips up and back. Breathing here. Feel free to stay in your child's pose if that's what feels right for your body today. Maybe take a couple of steps in. Breathe here. On the exhale, we're going to come forward and tap our nose in front of our fist and then come back up. We're going to do that 2 more times. Exhale, come forward, tap your nose in front of your fist and then come back up. Last time. Coming forward, tap your nose, and then push back up. You are so strong. One more breath in your dolphin. Push the mat away even further. And then again, come into your child's pose. Maybe this time a closed-legged one. Arms behind you to release those shoulders. Breathe here. Notice how you feel. And then when you're ready, slowly rolling up to sitting. Sitting to one side of your feet and swing them around in front of you. Coming with your legs stretched in front of you. Feet together, maybe hands to the sides. Just finding a really long spine first. We're going to do a little forward fold for our cool down. We've done a lot of hamstrings today, but you can never have enough. When you're ready, inhaling your arms up overhead. And then exhale, keeping long, folding forward, placing your hands where they fall. Just putting emphasis on having length in your spine. Maybe take a little bend in the knees or a big bend in the knees. Look what feels good. Try not to round. Breathe here. Rooting down through those sit bones. Growing taller through the crown of your head. Inhale, coming back up
to sitting. We're gonna do a little outer thigh hip stretch. So we're gonna do that, much of that today. You're gonna place your feet in front of you, and then you're gonna cross your right ankle over your left knee, flexing the right foot, coming into a seated thread the needle here. You can add a little bit of movement if you'd like, or stay still, pushing that right knee away from you to intensify, or maybe walking your feet in a little bit. Try it all out, look what feels good. Maybe closing your eyes, or softening your gaze. When you're ready, switching sides, placing the right foot back on the floor, crossing your left ankle over your right knee. Again, flexing the foot so toes towards the knee to protect your ankle. And then adjusting here, walking your feet or hands in to make it more intense. Maybe adding a bit of movement if that feels good. Breathing here. And then when you're ready, uncrossing your legs. And you're finding your way onto your back. Maybe you take a slow roll, maybe you're using it as a one last little core exercise. We're going to take one last twist here. So hugging your knees into your chest. And then on the exhale, allowing them to fall towards the left and cactusing those arms. So your elbows are in line with your shoulders. Maybe you're looking over towards the opposite direction, so towards the right, if your neck allows it. Breathing here. Again, allowing yourself to get heavy and to let go. Inhale, coming back to center. And then exhale, finding your way to the other side, allowing your knees to fall towards the right. Looking towards the left if your neck allows it. And allowing yourself to be heavy. Coming back to center. Giving yourself one last squeeze, maybe hugging your forehead into your knees, hugging everything tight with the inhale, tensing up, and then with the exhale, letting everything go, and finding your way into your Shavasana. Legs long in front of you, arms long beside you, closing your eyes. If you like a cleansing breath, inhaling through your nose, and exhale, side out. One more just like that. Inhaling deeply through your nose. And exhale, side out. Letting everything go. And allowing yourself these few quiet moments before you move on with the rest of your day. Allowing your mat, the floor, the earth under you to carry your weight and support you. Knowing that you are held and safe in this moment.
ready, slowly starting to deepen your breath again. Maybe wiggling your fingers and toes, circling your wrists and ankles in one direction and then in the other. Take a big stretch of your leg, and then curling onto one side of your choice, knees curled into your chest, using your arms as a pillow. And then finding your way into a comfortable seated position when you're ready, where you can sit up tall. Eyes still closed, hands on your thighs, palms facing down for a bit of extra grounding. And taking a moment to observe how you feel now after your practice. And if you'd like, taking a moment of gratitude, whether it be for that you rolled out your mat today or something else entirely. Bringing your hands to heart center, bowing your forehead towards your fingertips. The light in me sees the light in you, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.